This investigation has led us to what we believe to be the remains of Taylor Rose.
The search may be over for a missing 5-year-old, but a myriad of questions remain.
JSO is trying to get answers from Taylor's mother, who's now hospitalized after an apparent overdose. We have live team coverage in just moments.
And the impeachment proceedings about to take a big step forward, with public hearings set to begin in a matter of hours. Who is set to testify and when you can watch it live.
And the cold snap is here, with temps dipping into the 30s. Our storm experts will help you prepare for the big chill. This is GMJ.
Good morning, folks. I'm Keitha Nelson.
And I'm Lou Turner. What a big day it is. The forecast Keitha just mentioned there. We're going to talk about it. The temperatures have dropped. We're going to do that in just 4 minutes. But right now, our top story: human remains discovered in Alabama just yesterday, and authorities believe they may be that of missing 5-year-old Taylor Williams.
Now, police found Taylor's mom, Brianna Williams, unresponsive when they went to arrest her on charges of child neglect and giving false information to investigators. They say she overdosed on pills. We have team coverage for you this morning with Kaylee Tracy in Demopolis, Alabama. That's where those remains were discovered. And Lana Harris, she is right outside of UF Health, where Brianna Williams is on life support this morning.
Let's start with Kaylee in Demopolis first. Kaylee, we knew they haven't officially said that the body found is little Taylor. Do we have a timetable on when they could identify those remains this morning?
We're not sure on an exact timeline, Lou, but I do want to kind of give you an idea of how the scene here has changed behind me. We are right in front of that dirt road where those human remains were found yesterday. And this morning, obviously, it's pretty dark out here. You can't see too much, but I do want to tell you that crime scene tape is down this morning. JSO has one vehicle out here monitoring this secure scene, and the command post from the local police department is still set up here. But again, that crime scene tape that we saw set up actually yesterday, yesterday afternoon, is now down this morning. To give you an idea of where we are, we're in between Demopolis and Linden. Linden is significant because we're told that is the town that Brianna Williams, Taylor's mother, grew up in, and we're told some of her extended family still lives in. And just to give you an idea of the surroundings here, it is a very rural area, very wooded area. This is, again, a dirt, muddy road. We saw investigators even some of them strap on boots before they walked up this hill here behind me yesterday. And to give you an idea also, there is not much cell service out here. It's kind of a secluded, very rural area. Set up the first command post that we were at 2 days ago is not too far from here. Obviously, they took that down and moved it to the Sportsplex in Demopolis the other day. But just to give you kind of a bearings of where we are, again, very rural, very wooded area here. And I do want to let you know, we talked to a family member of Brianna Williams, extended family member, last night about everything, to see how they were doing to check in. She told us that they are all praying for answers and understanding after hearing all the news yesterday. And also, I want to tell you that the local newspaper here in town, we brought you information earlier in the week that in 2010, when Brianna Williams graduated from Linden High School, they noted that she was valedictorian and homecoming queen. Well, now, obviously, as you can imagine, a different story on their homepage. They are covering this as well locally, and I can tell you this small town has kind of been rocked, people here say, by this news. Just about 7,000 people here all talking about it. And I'm going to toss it back to you guys now.
Okay, thank you, Kaylee, for that work there. And we know not long after that discovery in Alabama, police found Taylor's mother, who apparently overdosed, then rushed her to UF Health. That's where On Your Side's Lana Harris is this morning. Lana, good morning.
Good morning. Taylor Williams' mother, Brianna, is now in a medically induced coma here at UF Health after it appears she tried to take her own life. Investigators say they were on their way to arrest Brianna when they found that she had ingested some sort of pill and overdosed. Now, the timing here is interesting because we learned of this overdose shortly after we reported that investigators had found what they believed to be Taylor's body in the woods in Alabama near where Brianna is from. Sheriff Williams could not confirm whether or not she overdosed before or after this discovery, though, and said that it would be a part of their investigation. Now, we're told Brianna was rushed here to the ICU at UF Health from the NAS Jax base, where she works and where she's been staying since her house has been surrounded in crime scene tape for the last week since she reported her daughter missing. But even as doctors here at UF Health try to save Brianna's life, she is still under arrest, charged with the felonies of child neglect and giving false information to investigators during the search. Her bond has been set at $1 million. Now, Sheriff Mike Williams says no one else is in custody right now, but when asked if there are other persons of interest in this case, he said they are still investigating leads and they are nowhere near done. At last check, police did say that everyone in Taylor's family was still cooperating with them, aside from her mother, Brianna. Now, State Attorney Melissa Nelson says that this is obviously not the outcome that we were hoping for, and that there is a staggering amount of evidence for them to pour through at this point, but that they are still investigating this and that they want to get justice for Taylor. Here outside of UF Health, I'm Lana Harris, First Coast News, on your side.
We are on top of all of the latest developments in this ongoing investigation. We're going to always have the latest both on air and online for you at firstcoastnews.com. Don't forget to download that First Coast News app for instant updates.
Now, weather with your First Coast News storm experts, powered by AC Designs.
It's here. Winter's not just coming, it's here. It feels like January as you walk out the door. These are wind chill temperatures. 31 right now is how it feels in Jacksonville when you combine the temperature and the wind. Actual air temperatures in most areas now upper 30s across the area. Notice Brunswick, though. Burr. That's why we're using hashtag FCN Burr. 24 is how it feels, 26 to Waycross. And these wind chills will stay down near freezing all the way through 8 a.m. So make sure the kids have the layers at the bus stop. Yes, the pets, make sure they have the sweaters out. And yes, we're even talking about those sensitive plants and bringing those in this morning. We're talking about those temperatures slowly climbing this morning. In fact, I don't think we'll see 50-degree weather until about lunchtime. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a bright but very brisk day throughout. January-like day, our coldest day since St. Patrick's Day. High temperature of just 58 degrees. Now, we do have some big changes. Notice in the boxes, 70s return tomorrow, rain on Friday. We'll tell you why it's been so wild coming up. But first, Katie Jeffries in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Thank you, Mike. At least so far, your roadways have actually been moving along here pretty well. Taking a look outside here towards your roadways, and this is a look towards the Dames Point Bridge. Definitely starting to pick up, as you can see by all the cars out there crossing the bridge, but no reported crashes around the Jacksonville area at this point. I-10, not too bad, but building between 295 and downtown, about 5 to 10 minutes, and again, that is starting to pick up, and you can see that congestion starting to build in, going towards the Mandarin side here of the Buckman Bridge. Normal for this time of the morning. You can see how it kind of slows down to 24 miles per hour before it continues or kind of picks back up to 70 miles per hour there as you kind of go over the hump of that bridge. Atlantic Beach and JTB look like they're all moving up to speed. No reported problems here on A1A either, but like yesterday, it was right about 6:50 when everything started to get congested and we had all kinds of problems, so I'll always keep you updated even throughout the morning.
Your time, 6:38. Let's hit the fast lane and get you out of the door with your top headlines this morning. An 18-year-old man is expected to be all right after being shot at a trailer park on the city's south side. Now, Tuesday night, police say he was shot once while walking behind the Countryside Village trailer park just after 8. He was injured in the hand and leg. The victim tells JSO he did not get a good look at the suspect. If you have any helpful information, please call Crime Stoppers.
The sentencing hearing for confessed teenage killer Logan Mott has been delayed again. Mott was due in court Tuesday afternoon for the final witnesses of a sentencing hearing. That hearing is stretched out several weeks, though, and had to be pushed back to November 27th. Mott pleaded guilty to killing his grandmother, Christina French. She faces between 15 and 40 years in prison.
Well, the Florida Lottery is now celebrating a major milestone. The lottery has now made $36 billion worth of contributions to the state's Educational Enhancement Trust Fund over the past 31 years. Florida public schools have received more than $11.6 billion, while colleges and universities have received a combined total of $8.4 billion. All
right, a programming note for you this morning that you wouldn't find in the paperback version of your TV guide. As the U.S. House of Representatives launches the first public impeachment hearings in a generation, you will be able to see those hearings live on First Coast News beginning at about 10 o'clock in the morning on both NBC 12 and ABC 25. We're going to offer that live coverage. We're going to just keep it going on ABC 25 throughout the day. You never have to leave ABC 25 if you want to stay on it. You can see First Coast Living and First Coast News at noon at their usual times, beginning at 11 o'clock. That'll be on NBC 12, and then after the news, we'll return right back to those hearings and get you First Coast News at 5.
All right, 40 minutes past the hour and trending right now, former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, he may get his chance back on the football field.
Yeah, saw this on social media, story making its rounds throughout Instagram and Twitter right now, and it's receiving some mixed reaction. Brooks Baptiste joins us now with the buzz. Hello, Brooks.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, outspoken NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick. Well, he's apparently looking for a second chance in the league. According to several reports, he's holding a private workout for teams this weekend in Atlanta. Let's get to it. Here's the buzz. The 32-year-old hasn't played since opting out of his contract with the 49ers back in 2016. So, yes, he sued and later settled with the NFL, claiming his inability to find work in the league had more to do with his national anthem protests than his on-field ability. The quarterback tweeted yesterday, "I've been in shape and ready for this for 3 years. Can't wait to see the head coaches and GMs on Saturday." Also trending this morning, it looks like too many folks were excited about the launch of Disney Plus. The streaming service had some major technical issues after going live yesterday. Thousands of users reported seeing error messages kind of like this one. I'm saying that, they were running into some issues there, but Disney says that the problem was due to high demand.
The man, the myth, the legend. 2019 People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive.
Singer John Legend been named People Magazine's 2019 Sexiest Man Alive. The 40-year-old is a 10-time Grammy Award winner. People love his voice, and he's currently a judge on the hit show The Voice. Other recent winners of the title include Idris Elba, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and David Beckham. Lots of mixed reaction online about this one. Do you think he fits the title? Sexiest man alive. That's a lot of pressure, and he knows that too. All right, be sure to chime in using that hashtag GMJ. Mike Prangley, I think we might have a chance at the title as well.
Not just talking the cold talk, but walking the walk. We're outside, and I can tell you it's every bit as cold as we've been talking about. Yesterday, we had the handheld fans out here. 83 degrees was our high. We won't need this today, but we do need the anemometer because we're not just talking cold weather. Temperatures starting in the upper 30s, but we've got a wind right now at 12 miles per hour, bringing those wind chills down to 31 degrees. So for the kids, I've got the hats, gloves, scarf weather, that's for sure. And as we head through this afternoon, highs only in the 50s. Usually we see something like this in January, so keep that in mind. It's going to be a chilly day throughout. In fact, we're going to start to see a warm up by this time tomorrow. All right, so hang in there. The cold will not hold, back to 70, and then we'll talk more about that rain on the way Friday, which will be heavy and what it means for the weekend. Now let's get to Katie Jeffries and the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Thanks, Mike. Taking a look here at some of your drive times for Southside Boulevard. So you got the stoplights along Southside, but it's not looking too bad between US 1 and Beach Boulevard. So I know some of you like to maybe use Southside and then cut back over to I-95. Well, if you want to use that, you can. It looks pretty good out there. And this is a look towards I-95 and University. Definitely heavy, especially heading towards downtown, but not seeing any reports of crashes right now on 95. We'll be right back.
Your time, 6:46. Let's hit the fast lane to bring you your need-to-know news on this Wednesday morning. 5-year-old Taylor Rose Williams was reported missing from Jacksonville, Florida, last week Wednesday. Just yesterday, police found human remains in a wooded area in Alabama's Marengo County, and they believe the remains may be Taylor. Brianna Williams, the child's mother, was arrested and charged with child neglect and giving false information to investigators. She remains in the hospital this morning with serious injuries from an apparent overdose. She is on life support this morning.
We've got a health alert for you this morning. A measles outbreak in Georgia, prompting officials to issue a health warning there. The latest case was in Cobb County, Georgia, above Atlanta. There have been 8 known measles cases so far this year in Georgia, and all of those patients were not vaccinated.
Well, Keith Powers can now officially drop the word acting from his title. Yesterday, Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry named Powers chief of the Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department. He had been serving in the interim role since June when Curtis Wilson retired.
Now, weather with your First Coast News storm experts, powered by AC Designs.
Good morning. Waking up with 40 degrees in Jacksonville. We're still going to fall at least a couple more degrees, so keep that in mind. 33 in Brunswick, and I do think you will see your official first freeze. Warmer in St. Augustine, where there are a few more clouds overnight. 48 degrees along the coast. So we've got 40s along the river, at the beaches, and mainly in the 30s now inland, including 34 in Waycross. But the big story shows not just the cold, but the wind chills. Old man winter making it feel like the mid to upper 20s, and this wind chill will be a big factor throughout the day. In fact, keep the layers handy as we head toward lunchtime. Oh, just inching up slowly into the low to mid 50s. At least with this Arctic air, it's very dry. It will be a beautiful day, mostly sunny. There's our high temperature of 58 degrees. Going to family night at the fair tonight. Yes, a chilly one with low 50s for cookie night out there, and some hot chocolate will go well with those cookies. And keep those hot chocolates handy because this Arctic pattern is likely to continue to recur. Okay, so why is it so cold? Why does it feel like January? Well, we've got a jet stream that's coming right down from the Arctic, and this configuration will continue at least through the next couple of weeks. So here we are, 15 days till Thanksgiving, and I'm favoring more of this type of weather with some more shots of cold weather making it feel like the holidays. So keep in mind, this is not the last cold shot. As far as the rain, it's back in the forecast Friday, about a ½ inch of rain, a break Friday night, and then another ½ inch of rain on Saturday, but not a washout weekend. Sunday will turn sunny, but we're going to be chilly once again, upper 50s to low 60s. Now let's get to Steve Fendero outside. Steve, how cold is it?
It feels cold out here. You know, I'll admit it is a chilly start to the morning. You feel, and it feels colder than it actually reads because we have a wind chill as a big factor. So what are the factors we need to create wind chill, to get wind chill as a factor? Well, we need the wind. How do we get that? We got that with the front. So a front is just the door opening. It's the boundary between two different air masses, right? So you got the cold air behind the cold front, the warm air ahead of it. It's why we were so warm yesterday. 83 was the high. Today we're going to struggle to get out of the 50s because that cold front opening up the door and that cold air is coming rushing in. So that's the wind, the change. When you feel the wind today, you could just say, hey, that is a new air mass moving in. But it's going to make the temperatures feel so much colder than they actually read because of our bodies. So I'm going to bring in Mike Prangley here. Can you see him? Oh, maybe I'll move this. There we go. That's better. All right, so this is Mike Prangley. Now our bodies are warm, right? I'll create a little layer of warmth on our exposed skin, just like when you give mama a hug, you feel your body warmth, right? So Mike Prangley's loving this cold, but he's got the gloves on, he's got the hat on, he's got the jacket on, because when you add the wind, when you add the change, that cold air blowing in, that thin layer of warmth on your body gets whisked away, and the temperatures, which now are reading 40 degrees in Jacksonville, feel more like the 30s. We're back after this.
All right, good. Yeah, we all just appreciate that he drew a stick figure with a bow tie. That's great. All right, let's take a look here in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center. So moving along, but getting heavy along I-10 eastbound here near Cassett. That is your normal morning congestion for I-10. Also heavy, kind of traveling towards the Mandarin area, going across the Buckman Bridge. But no reports right now of crashes on your roadways. I've been watching it close. Nassau towards Jacksonville, pretty good there along I-95 and along 17, whichever route you want to take. If you're traveling through Clay County, 17 and Blanding are both moving up to speed here as well. So anything happens after the show, you can always find me, #Katie's Commuters on Twitter, and I'll keep you updated if any crashes here roll in. We'll be right back.
It's 52 minutes past the hour. Time to get you out of the door with your GMJ on the go. So the search for a missing 5-year-old girl may have come to a close.
Yeah, but the investigation, of course, continues. We have team coverage for you this morning. We begin with Lana Harris, who has the latest on charges Brianna Williams is facing.
Good morning, I'm Lana Harris here outside of UF Health, where 5-year-old Taylor Williams' mother, Brianna Williams, is now in a medically induced coma after it appears she tried to commit suicide. Investigators say that they were on their way to arrest her when they found that she had overdosed on some sort of pills, and they rushed her to UF Health. Now, this news of her overdose came shortly after investigators announced that they had found what they believed to be her daughter's remains in a set of woods in Alabama near where Brianna was from. Whether she tried to take her own life before or after that discovery, though, is still under investigation. If you're outside of UF Health, I'm Lana Harris, First Coast News, on your side.
I'm Kaylee Tracy, standing in front of the dirt road in between Linden, Alabama and Demopolis, Alabama, where human remains were found yesterday. The scene quite different here this morning. The crime scene taped down. JSO is monitoring the scene, and the command post from the local police department is set up here still this morning. Yesterday, we saw a large police presence, SBI, FBI, local law enforcement here, as well as JSO investigators, some of them strapping on boots as they walked up this mud hill here behind me, securing the evidence here and securing the scene. We spoke with a family member last night, an extended family member of Brianna Williams. She tells us the family is praying for answers and praying for understanding. For now, Kaylee Tracy reporting in Alabama, First Coast News on your side.
6:54 right now, and happening today, public hearings begin in the impeachment inquiry of President Donald Trump. So a career diplomat, William Taylor, and State Department official George Kent, they will testify. These are the first public hearings since the House passed a resolution outlining procedures for the impeachment inquiry. You can watch it all on both ABC 25 and NBC 12 beginning at 10 o'clock this morning. The age-old question. Well, it's not age-old considering rideshare companies are just, I don't know, half a decade old. But what's better to do? Park at the airport or take an Uber or a Lyft? Oh, I did. So to all my frugal night owl friends out there, we're stay up and saving tonight with this conundrum. Do you drive to the airport and pay for parking, or do you call a cab or ride share? That's if you don't have
that's a good one.
If you don't have a friend willing to take you, which all my friends say, nah, don't have time. A lot depends on how long you're going to be gone, flight, etc., and how far away you live. But we did the experiment, and we found some advantages to one particular decision. So stay up with us tonight, say at 11 o'clock.
Which one?
I'm going to tell you after the show, okay, because we're friends. Mike Brantley.
Yes, ice, baby. Wind chills now down to 31 out there, and usually this time of year you just cool down for a few hours. Not today. Feels like January throughout, a high of just 58 degrees. And yes,
Steve has his gloves on.
The gloves ready to go.
Oh boy. All right, Katie.
Looking out there towards the Buckman Bridge, looks like you got a road ranger blocking the left lane on the side that leads you towards the Mandarin area. That explains why you are seeing some slowdowns. Maybe give yourself an extra 10 just to get through that congestion.
Ugh, I'm a mess.
Messy. I'm glad you're wearing those gloves, Mike. They make your hands look bigger. The much anticipated Disney Plus went live Tuesday, and as with so many tech launches, there was a slew of bugs and snags sending customers to social media to air out their grievances. Now we know a lot of people in the newsroom, so very excited for theirs to go live and to get their fix. In fact, Joe Kay signed up for Disney Plus, and he's getting it working. How's it going up there,
How's it looking, Joe?
What is that? Undone seeds.
That's what he's been doing the whole time when he's supposed to be working.
And no bugs either. What are you eating?
Does he have a password he wants to share with a friend, maybe?
Oh, you'll get in trouble, Katie. Like Netflix.
That. I'm telling you. I mean, I know there's a $6.99 a month option. There's the $144 for the year. If you go big.
We'll see you in 30 minutes. Be safe, folks.
Yes. Yes, Mike.